Let me show you a few things with the driver here. Oh, go ahead. Do you have a question?
No, I just want to hit one like this.
Oh, I hear you. Hopefully, when I hit some of these drives, the effort level that you see will be very similar to what you saw in that 5-iron. I don't want this to look like any more difficult to swing. Again, the same thing is true. I could set my feet together, cock my hands, and hit a nice solid driver. That's the perfect hand action that you'd want on practically every full shot.
Does the position of the ball in your stance change according to the club, or is it always, say, off your left heel or what? In other words, you hit everything from the same spot, you just adjust the feet?
It's off of my left heel with the driver because you're wanting to catch this thing a little bit on an upswing. You've got it teed up.
Right.
Every other shot should be a couple inches, 2 or 3 inches off your left heel to enable you to go ahead and hit down into
it. Okay.
Exactly. Again, hopefully all you'll see is a little setting of the hand, arm swing, the body supporting it.
It's mind-boggling.
Well, basically we all set up to, or we react to our setup position. If we set up way left, and yet I know the target's out here to the right, I'm going to do something to make that ball go out there to the right. I'm going to slice it out there.
Now,
so what you would want to do...
I mean, what did you...
use all swings.
Well,
sorry, that'll do it.
The golf ball doesn't know who's hitting it. It has no clue. It only reacts to two principles. First of all, the path of the swing really determines where the ball starts. If you swing the club to the left, the ball is going to start to the left. If you swing it straight, it will start straight. If you swing it to the right, it will start to the right. Now, which direction it curves is determined by where the club face is in relationship to that path. If the path swings straight and the club face stays straight all the way through, you're going to produce a very straight shot.
Okay.
If you swing that club straight but have a closed club face, you're going to have a ball that's going to start straight and hook quite a bit.
Okay.
If you have a straight swing and the club face is left open, like this, wide open, then you're going to produce a shot that starts straight and slices quite a bit.
So in other words, you're playing it is by club position?
By club position, because, now, not totally, because obviously if I have to fade the ball or slice it, I don't want it to go to the right. I want it to end up at the target. So to allow for that ball to slice or fade and still have it end up at the target, I have to line up to the left. I have to start the ball to the left.
Okay.
So I will line up left, which determines that I'm going to swing the club to the left of the target, and then I'll have the club face open, either go ahead and set it open initially or hang on a little bit with my hand action as I come into it, and that's going to produce a shot that's going to start to the left and fade back.
Okay. All right.
So, you know, when you see a shot that starts off and fades, whether you want it to fade or not, or whether you're intentionally trying to hit a fade, you know that you left that club face open from where you were swinging the club.
Okay.
So the people that have the big slices, the real slice problems, they're generally swinging the club to the left with the club face wide open. And what they need to learn how to do is, first of all, square that club face up by using their hands, and then react to that and start swinging the club down the line.
It seems like adjusting your grip position.
That might do it, but generally, when you see a person get up there, if they have a slice problem and they close that club face, now they'll feel like they're going to hit it to the left and they'll open it up much more. So I wouldn't say change the club face or adjust your grip a little bit. I'd just say learn to go ahead and use your hand action and release the club right on through.
And then really most of us amateurs warm up the wrong way. We get out there and, of course, we try to hit the long side.
Start with the driver.
Yes.
Start with the driver. That's exactly right.
Would you suggest we start with our feet together and just...
I would think that'd be a tremendous way of learning how to feel some solid shots. You know, if you just start off and you're not going to make any really powerful swings from this position because you'd fall down. You're not going to overuse your body because if you did, you'd fall down. You have to use your arms and hands, and you have to swing easy, and you have to learn how to let those react.
How do you keep a driver low?
Keep a driver low? Well,
In other words, if you're playing the British Open and that wind is howling and
well, there are all sorts of ways of doing it, but the thing that really happens when you hit a ball low is that you get the grip end ahead of the club face. That actually takes the loft off the club. If you have this as your normal loft and you put the grip ahead of the club head, you can see how much loft is taken off of it.
Right.
So there are all sorts of ways to get the grip end in front of the club face. You can set up with the ball back and your hands still forward, and that gets you up here where your hands are ahead of the club head. You can set up in your normal position, but then really drive hard with your left side. You can tee the ball down, which forces you to move to your left side a little bit better. All sorts of ways of doing it, and really the trick is to find the way that works for you.
With a driver, however, the ball is teed up. This now necessitates a more level to slightly upward blow through the ball. So the first difference in becoming a good driver is to learn you strike down with an iron, strike level to slightly upward with a driver. The second consideration in becoming a good driver is accommodating yourself to the length of the club. Because the driver is the longest club in your bag, you'll notice that the swing plane will be a lot more around your body. With the driver being a longer club and the ball teed up, you'll feel a roundabout swing shape and a motion through the ball that is leveled to slightly upwards, leaving the tee in the ground. The pivot of your body creates the length of your arc. On the left, a smaller pivot and a shorter swing. On the right, a bigger pivot and a longer swing. With this iron shot, Davis's pivot is minimal because the swing length is shorter. With the driver, a bigger pivot and a bigger swing. From this overhead view, you can see how much farther the hands travel off the line of play. The driver is much deeper, much more off the line than the iron. This is created by a larger shoulder turn. Davis's shoulder turn is extraordinary, well over 90 degrees.
Here are some points to remember. The pre-swing fundamentals are grip, alignment, and posture. Consistency and correct posture here will give you consistent timing and tempo in your swing. The swing is conducive to timing and tempo. Allowing the club to swing in a circular motion makes for a properly timed swing. The turn is equally important to timing and tempo. Movement of the feet, arms, hips, and shoulders should be consistent. One of the most important ingredients to a smooth tempo and perfectly timed swing is to be relaxed over the ball. Fred Couples is a perfect example of this because of the unhurried pre-swing routine and tension-free attitude when swinging the club.
Here's a tip that may smooth out your swing. Next time you go hit a few practice ball, try these two steps out. First one being, when you take the club back, try and make a full shoulder turn by getting your shoulder underneath your chin, and on the follow through, try and get your shoulder underneath your chin again. Hopefully that'll smoothen out your swing and also give you a little more power.